another edition of the Sitdown at Uptown, man. The Sitdown at Uptown, you know we chop it up with everybody who comes and rocks out Uptown Comedy Corner. And tonight, man, special guest for multiple reasons. You don't even know why, this is so important right here, man. But first of all, I'm going to introduce the man of a bunch of different voices, comedy all over the world. Mr. Benji Brown's in the building. What's up, Benji?
What's going on, Lo? Man, I appreciate you for having me, man. Thank you.
Hey, Benji, let me tell you why this is important. Because I don't know if you realize it or not. A year or so ago, man, you was here at Uptown Comedy Corner.
Mm-hmm.
And it was actually the first edition of the Sitdown at Uptown.
Yeah, I was. I was the very first, man. The inaugural Sitdown at Uptown.
The inaugural Sitdown at Uptown was you, man. So it was very important. We don't do repeats for the most part. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so it was very important to acknowledge that, man.
Yes,
you
sir.
know what I mean? Because
yes,
since you've been here last, you can tell the setup is a little bit different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Add a few more cameras and you know what I mean? Even got a new logo. You know what I mean? So we've been doing it. We've been doing it big, man. And you kicked it off, bro.
Yeah, I did, man. And it was an honor. I often look back and reflect on that. It was like January of 2023, and man, it was awesome. So I'm grateful.
And since then, man, I don't know what episode we're on now, man, but it's been quite a few. You know?
Yes, sir.
It's been quite a few, and it's been doing extremely well, man. And we just want to shout you out for that.
Appreciate it. I'm not surprised. The setup is amazing. You set the standard, and I'm grateful that it's continuing to go on, and it's going to keep elevating. So
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. So since it's the second time, man, we don't have to take our road trip back in history like we did last time.
Oh yeah.
So, but let's just start with what's been going on with Benji Brown since January 23.
Well, since January 23, it's been a roller coaster and primarily good. A lot of projects. That I've been working on over the course of the last year. Animated cartoon series, being that I do a lot of voices. It'll be called Kiki's World, and so that's my Kiki's World. It's gonna be, I think it's gonna be great for all ages. I've been able to create it in the way of how the Cosby animated Fat Albert Cosby Gang with positive messages for our community, a lot of humor and real life situations, but always keeping a positive message to uplift our community. So that's gonna be great. I had a special that I was gonna shoot that was getting ready to take place early May of this year, but with so many other projects, we had to push it back with the Martin Lawrence tour and a few of the animated series that I'll be taking a part of. One is being produced. I'm shocked. I never, just you live and you learn. Chick-fil-A, I didn't know they were so active in the animation world with Amazon Prime. So we got a lot going on with that. So it's been busy, but I found in myself the desire to keep my stage live performance aspect going, because that's just my first love. Right. Live performance, because there's no supplement to me affecting a room that you're in, as opposed to film. I'm not saying that it's impossible to achieve that via film or anything,
right.
but or podcast, but for some reason, just live just gives you that magic.
And it's good, I think, because speaking to a lot of comedians, especially ones who went to TV and film and didn't continue to comedy, everyone I've ever talked to all regretted it.
Oh yeah,
They've all said they should have stayed active in the comedy game.
Active, correct. For some reason or another, they believe maybe that's the pinnacle, it's the mountaintop, and I don't feel like I should continue touring and live. But I mean, for some reason, people say never say never, man. You're gonna get in the movies and the TV, and then you're gonna do what we did. But for some reason, I feel like if I ever went down that road of film, that's gonna be the end all be all. I know, for some reason, the conclusion or the ultimate ending in that is I'm gonna feel like I'm missing, or I'm missing that element of the comedy world, that live. And two, I'm more of a intimate setting comedian than me. I can do theaters and arenas and stuff like that. I've done it. It's not the same feel.
Right.
Even though it could be 10 to 20,000 people, it's louder, but it don't feel the same when you can affect the room. That's why I love doing comedy clubs. It's just I can affect the room in a different, at a higher frequency.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I love when it's give me nothing more than 300 people in a room, somewhere maybe 100 to 300. And it still feels big. The roars are different. Whereas when I was doing theaters and arenas, and you got to project your voice to the people in the rafters, it just takes away.
Right.
I just like to feel like everybody, I'm right up on them.
Yeah.
They right up on me, and it just feels better. So anytime when I'm at Uptown, it's for years it's been a magic, like a feel that you just can't get anywhere else, man. Yeah.
And I appreciate that, man. And you said something again that, I always have to shout out the fact that I appreciate that you continue to play Uptown.
Oh, yeah. Yes,
that means more to me than I can possibly say to you, you know what I mean? So, everybody don't keep it real. So,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah.
just
Yeah.
staying,
Oh, yeah.
I appreciate that, bro.
Oh, no, man. Uptown has, and I tell anybody who will listen, Uptown is to me has birthed a lot of my material. I'll give Uptown the ultimate credit for helping me develop my Kiki character. Rest in peace and shout out to Skull Bubble, but I recall him being very instrumental in like helping me develop Kiki, putting her on Maury Povich, and I'll sit on a stool and he'll work the lights as if it was the opening was a fade in as opposed to a fade out. And the Kiki character, Atlanta showed so much love to it. In my mind, I was like, I don't want to perform anywhere but Uptown for the simple fact, for one, it's like a homegrown, like grassroots feel when you perform at Uptown. Atlanta, the club, the staff, you become family. A lot of clubs I perform at around the country, it just feels like a job, like a 9 to 5. You don't feel camaraderie amongst the local comedians and the staff. It's just you're here, and then when the weekend is over, you're going back home. Uptown, since day one, I can honestly say, from the cooks to the bartenders to the staff, they all share the one trait of, in unison, an appreciation for when you come. And I've always, whether it's the same staff or newcomers, it's like for some reason there's a pamphlet is given out or something where they are you better understand, we're family here.
That's right.
And, so I feel a sense of pride, a sense of loyalty. Anytime I see it coming up on the calendar, it's like waiting on Christmas. Sincerely, because it's a family-oriented atmosphere, and then I always share this with family and friends. Anytime I'm to Uptown through the years, Sunday would always be the last night, and it could be Friday after the second show. And I'm starting to feel a little down because I'm like, oh man, Saturday got here quick. Right. Sunday's coming, and then I'm on the flight on Monday, like the girls who got flown out over the weekend. I want to go home, but it just keeps me looking forward to the next time, and I'm just so grateful.
Appreciate that, brother. Appreciate that, man. Sincerely.
Yes, sir.
So you mentioned a little earlier about what's coming up in your near future, the Martin Lawrence tour, man. Tell us how that came about.
Well, I met Martin maybe in 2018.
Okay.
I've seen him before, but we never made any formal introductions to each other. And 2018, got a chance to work with him on a Lit AF tour. And my first instinct was to just do my time, go to the makeshift office at the arenas, get my check, and go back to the hotel. But for some reason, maybe 2-3 shows in, I just kind of hung around. Didn't necessarily put myself in the way, but going to sound checks. You eat lunch, start becoming family on the road, seeing each other every week on tour. And Martin comes to me and and I was traveling separate from them at first. He comes to me, hey, from here on out, you travel with us. From here on out, you stay where we stay. Wow. And then a short time after, he gives me his phone, tells me put my number in there, and he texts me and hey, you're my brother. And we're going to get to know each other. I've been watching you from the side of the stage, et cetera, et cetera. And, even if that was the only tour that would happen, you did it 2018 and then another round in 2020, paused for the COVID, and then finished off in 2021. And if that was going to be the only time that I've ever worked with him, I would have been grateful. But this go around for 2024 and 25, we both share the same manager as well, Michael Hubbard, and who's been with Martin since the sitcom days, or in Do the Right Thing, those times. Because of the developed relationship, he gives me the heads up rather that we'll. I'm a headline this tour, which will be called Y'all Know What It Is. And he tells me, I'm thinking I'm going to open. I was an opener for that first tour. So now he say, hey, your job on this tour is you're going to be the host. I'm like, oh, okay. So I'll be kicking it off and introducing the supporting acts and then bring him on. And so it's going to be great. I'm the only comedian outside of him on this tour that will be on every date, which I believe will be like 45 dates. And so we'll spend a lot of time. And not to mention, I'm helping writing his set here, so that's a lot of added pressure. But but I welcome it. So it's just a blessing to be able to be able to work with an icon.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
That is phenomenal.
Thank you.
That is phenomenal. So I mean, just for us watching, I mean, like what's a moment like with somebody like a Martin Lawrence? I mean, like, do you enjoy this like regular time, or do you feel like it's always business?
Oh no, man! Most of the time, it's really just recreation, pleasure, chilling. We spend a lot of time either at his house or his office, and out in LA, and just laid back, man.
Yeah.
He loves sports, boxing, and football, basketball. But for the most part, I'm thinking I'm going to go over his house a lot and watch sports like ESPN, which we do. We watch a lot of games. I like watching out there. I'm from the East Coast. Okay. So the NBA and the NFL games come on super early. So I like that. He's always watching like the Food Network. And I found that weird. But actually, I like it, because he likes to dab in the kitchen sometimes. Okay. And he'll sit there and it's quiet, and you're looking at him, and he's like, man, look how he's making that salmon. And I'm like, man, turn to ESPN. He's just real cool.
Yeah.
Sometimes, I'm over the, like, I had my first, sitting on flights with him. I'm like, man, this is crazy.
Right.
Or walking through airport security, like, this is
right.
real cool. First car ride with him, and like, I can't believe this, man. This is cool. This is crazy. I can't believe it, man. I grew up watching the man and spending a lot of private time, a lot of personal time with him, and he's just a real down to earth guy, real grounded, very grounded, and a beautiful family, man. And they've welcomed me in, and sometimes, maybe I don't know if I pinch myself anymore, but sometimes I'm like, this is great. I still have moments when I call him to. A minute on the phone feel like an hour. You just like, what else? I don't know what to say, because he told me anytime you call me, it don't matter what it is, even if it's just a talk. And I actually took him up on it. I be calling, what you ate today? Did you take a nap? I know he like, nigga, I ain't tell you, don't call me about nothing, man, if it ain't about nothing. So he's a cool guy.
So I want to keep you healthy.
Yeah. He's a cool guy.
That's good stuff, man. That's good stuff.
Yes, sir.
So let me ask you about the comedy landscape, man. Tell me your thoughts on the current comedy landscape. You've had a lot of, conversations here and there, some, back and forth stuff. Where do you see the comedy landscape in Benji's opinion?
where I see it now, it's always been competitive. And I think the new trend now, because of this podcast culture, and everyone's trying to comedy. It's not a. I have favorites growing up. Laurel and Hardy, old clips before my time. The Belushi brothers. I remember a pair of brothers, Arsenault and Mitchell. I used to watch those guys, but you rarely see comedy teams out, like stand-up wise.
Yeah.
It's almost like a one-on-one tennis. It's not a team sport almost. And so it seems like the new trend is, almost like an expose way, where, you got comics who may call another comic out, or, you're always trying to win the arms race. And the landscape, it's changed. It's always everything. To me, it's going to always evolve. You got at one time, social media wasn't a component in comedy, and so now it is. You got skits, streaming. You got a lot of people putting specials out at a higher clip, in my opinion, than years past. The landscape to me is just wide open because there's so much to create. It's big business, streaming wise. I think it's still some stuff, other surfaces and layers, man, that I don't think we've even touched yet. I think we're close to it, but the landscape is. I think it's changed to this level. I can sum it up in this way. Comedians really don't have to wait for a yes anymore. You used to have to go out and audition to create a short film, a skit, and you got so many platforms where you can self-produce. Shout out to like Ali Sadiq.
Yeah.
I'll say use him as an example, where people will wait. Man, I'm just waiting for Netflix to give me a shot. Where it was an HBO stand-up, and it's Showtime. I'm waiting for Comedy Central, waiting for Saturday Night Live. Ali, I don't know, he was one of the pioneers in I'll just do my own special on Netflix. Just give it away for free to the viewer, but you can monetize the channel, and if it's getting the views, you can use the analytics to build upon what you've done before. And I think he's like on special number 4 or 5, Domino Effect, which is very awesome. I think everybody should catch it. Those are examples of how it's changed, where you can create his own, and he's taken that and is now doing his own tour, and he's selling out theaters all over the place. And that gives, if anybody, if you can look at it as a blueprint, it gives you an indication, or it's evident that, if you can think it, you can dream it, it can happen, man. He's proof of it. The landscape is just, it's ever-changing.
Ever-changing.
Oh, yeah.
Ever-changing. I agree with that. So what's your thoughts on the comedy beef?
I think it's it's a market for all kind of stuff like that, and some it looks like, is it manufactured? Is it real? Is it maybe they had it going on for a very, very long time. At once, I think it's top of this year even. I think like Cat Williams goes on a club, Shay Shay, and that might have been like the first domino, at least this year, to where it can go so many different ways. It could help bring attention to issues, beefs. It could help garner notoriety for upcoming projects, tours, films, whatever. And I think the beefs are always is a pathology. It's always going to be rooted in something. That could be something recent. It could be years of just unresolved issues. And to me, I'm such a student of the craft. That's where I always prefer to leave the focus on. So when it comes to the beefs, I just think it reminds me of like the rap beefs. Instead of talking it out with the person in question or whoever the difference is with, I don't want to talk. I'll create a diss track. And to me, I don't know if it could solve anything or resolve anything, but I think just, men as a brotherhood, should always be able to reason with one another, even if you don't come to a resolution. But I think at the end, you will at least gain perspective, which I've always been taught to, always try to keep things in perspective, never getting too high, never getting too low. So the beefs, it just, it can get clicks, it can get likes if that's what the agenda is. But I just think I rather resolve stuff because to me, I don't think that's I think I read this in a book with one of the I think the economist. It'll come to me. I forget his name, but I remember the message. The message was to try your best to focus on issues that are vertical as opposed to horizontal. And
I like that.
And that hit me. A lot of, like, when it comes to beefs or any discrepancy, sometimes it's best, let me take a step and assess it to see if it's worth the invested time. And if it comes back that this is horizontal.
Yeah.
And I've never seen a running back make the Hall of Fame running east-west. You know what I'm saying? You got to go vertical. And so that's my ultimate opinion on any beefs. I mean, whether they're justified or not, I just feel, I rather focus on vertical issues.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. So, do you ever get into political commentary in your shows?
Not really much on my lives stage performances. I mean, if it was something like really like called for me to, I got to speak on this. Then I'll definitely take a stab. I'm not accustomed to it historically in my comedy career, but like just currently, like Donald Trump is found guilty, convicted of 34 counts in this case. It's so much material, I believe, that could probably come out,
Sure.
in it, and it's relatively new. And you got a lot of comedians that specialize in it, but I wouldn't shy away from it. If it calls for drawing attention, man, why not?
Why not?
And even put some of my characters on the jury. You know what I'm saying?
Would be funny.
Yeah, like he touched me too. Paid me to hush. I ain't hushing for nothing. Like it's so much material, but I think it's interesting.
That's good stuff. I can see Kiki now be on the jury, but that'd be something serious.
Oh my God, Kiki, you're a fine individual. I love you. You know I do. You don't love me. Pay me, Trump.
Hilarious, man. Hilarious. So, what? You say you're writing, helping Martin write. Is that something that you enjoy doing? Is that something that you want to expound on, or?
Yeah, I enjoy it. Never imagined a million years I'd be in that position. Okay. Never in a million years. I'd say I watched so much of his stuff from dating back to defcomedyjam, his body of work. I feel like I know his voice. A lot of things that we've worked on together, writing-wise, material-wise, it's in his voice. And I can, Martin, it sounds like he'll say that, or he wouldn't say this. And I don't know too many, like, it's crazy sometimes I'm more visual. Okay. So I'm sitting at his house, and there are certain jokes I got to stand up while he's sitting down, and so I got to show you what you should say here. And he'll give my undivided attention, and I'm like, man, I hope he ain't insulted. Like, I've been doing this for a long time. I don't think you should be telling me, how to do my comedy, And but we got some chemistry. Being able to just kind of imitate him in front of him to kind of show him, look, bro, I hear your voice. Dang, I wish I almost, how you don't want to spoil a movie. Right. Like there's some material where relationships, One is cool, where it's like, you know, you first get with a girl, you're opening doors, you pulling out chairs, you always opening the door when you go out, and then after a while, in his voice, you know, bitch, get your ass in the car. We only going to the store. You know, he do his shit and they, oh no you did, oh no you did, oh my God, you can't open the door for Sunday day. Get in the goddamn car. We only going to the Waffle House. You know, he's animated. He know how to bring it to life, and that's you know his voice is. I can't wait for everybody to see. You know, his yeah.
Sure.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be great.
Sure. So you're a student of this game, but do you find yourself do comedians like you still like watching other comedians? Like you said, there's a bunch of specials on. Do you find yourself watching the specials?
Oh, definitely. I love it because I like this. Just like I said, I love live. So I like to see the crowd's reactions, the energy from the comedians when they come out. I love all the special intros when they, what's up? You know, they come out, you know, getting embraced by the crowd. I mean, it don't matter who it is. I just love to watch because I want all the comedians just got these different, like they can see the world in different ways. And I love, I like how Cat sees the world. Kevin Hart sees the world. Dave Chappelle, I like how he sees the world. Mike Epps, I love to just get like, it's like a gumbo. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Good big pot of gumbo, different flavors. And it's all packaged, man, to make the world laugh. I just love it. So, I mean, for Eddie, watching the old Eddie clips, I watch old Raw and Delirious, You So Crazy. Even I'll go back and listen to old Richard Pryor albums, Red Fox albums, just to listen. Yeah. Flip Wilson, go watch some old clips, which is, you know, I relate to him. You know, I didn't even know anything about him when I started comedy, and people would tell me, "Hey, you remind me of Flip Wilson."
Absolutely.
Right. So watching Geraldine and all these different, man, he was. I didn't like. Wow, I didn't know. Like this man had his own TV show. Like the man, you know. So. And I love watching just classic, iconic, even even up and coming. All the guys, man. My guys, Carlos Miller, I met him here at one of the Uptown locations. DC Young Fly, all these new guys. My guys, Country Wayne, Desi Banks, to see their growth. Sure. That's fun because when I watch seasoned comedians, I'm not watching them kind of. To hey, I'm gonna watch his growth. I want to watch like a master chef. These guys have been in it for a long time. Yeah. So when I watch the Desi Bankses and the Bubba, I watch all these guys. I like watching their path, their journey. And when I see it, it's I feel like when they win, man, I feel like I won with them because we're all in the same game to just make the world a better place through laughter, man. So I love watching live.
Good stuff. So. Are you? Do you like roast? Roast?
I do love it. I've been watching. I think my first real opportunity to watch a roast was one of the older ones. Jamie Foxx hosted like a Shaq roast, I believe it was, where he had Michael Collier. It was
he destroyed
those guys, those roasts, and I'm like, wow, I didn't know. Okay, so they go one by one, and they're just talking about the person of the hour. And then, just been watching them. Justin Bieber, Kevin Hart roast, their latest Tom Brady roast. I mean, it's when they do come around, you don't come out every week or every month, but when they do, man, it's like, I don't know how y'all subject yourself to this torture. He got to make you cry.
Yeah. That's gonna be my next question. Would you ever want to be the roastie?
You know what? I just for that'd probably be one of my bucket list things. Like, man, it would have to be sponsored by Kleenex because I know I'm gonna be crying. They're gonna kill me. They're gonna, they don't keep nothing back. I used to think it got to be some rules, man. Come on, man, y'all making. But they will talk about everything, and it's a part of the sport. Like the roasting is another realm of. Boy, you sure you want to sit in this electric chair? Boy, like I remember The Color Purple, the line when the dude said, "You better not tell nobody but God. It'll kill your mama." But we about to say some stuff, man. God,
too funny.
Yeah.
So last question, man.
Yeah.
What? Again, you've had a busy year. So now you're writing for Martin Lawrence. You're on the tour. Like, Tell me again, what's on other things on Benji's bucket list? What's some other things in this business that you still want to attain?
Oh man, definitely want to get my first. Never was able to get my special off the ground, and that's gonna be in play. Maybe more so after this Martin Lawrence tour, and he's gonna be executive producer of this special. So I'm very. I can't wait to that.
Yeah.
The animated cartoon. I'm going to be focused on my personal projects after all of this is over. Okay. The Kiki's World and the Benji Brown Show, which is it had been in the works. It's crazy now. It's really going on 2 years in development, patterned after the Martin Show, which would feature all my characters, including myself, to where and again, it's just grateful to God that Martin Lawrence was able to, get behind it.
That's great.
He had a opportunity, Fox, which were the original station to feature the Martin Lawrence sitcom. He called. I wrote a script for my Benji Brown sitcom show, and I gave it to him, or my manager gave it to him, and Fox approached Martin, asking him, hey, we made magic with you back in '92 when we first started. We would love you. Do you think you know of any projects you would want to bring to Fox? Grateful that he read the script, he loved it, and I recall maybe Thanksgiving, week of Thanksgiving in 2021, him calling, FaceTiming me to, I love your script, I want to take it to Fox. Wow. Wow. That was amazing to have that happen. And we've been in development with it. That's to me gonna be my baby. He's been mentoring me through the process since he's been through it before. Sure. This is all new territory for me, and just to have a resource of that magnitude is, I feel in my mind, I feel like, man, how can I lose? So it's gonna be
brother.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
I'm happy to hear that.
Yes, sir.
Good stuff. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Man.
Thank
We're
you
really
so much.
excited about that.
Thank you.
Yeah, in
yes,
Kiki world, that's gonna be dope.
Appreciate it. I can't wait for that. That's gonna be
dope.
Yes,
man.
sir. Yes, sir.
Benji, last thing, man. We got to finish with this top 5, brother.
All right.
So hit me with your top 5 R&B songs of all time.
Of all time.
Your top 5.
Top 5. I'll start from 5. 5 will be, I'll put Whitney Houston, I'll Always Love You.
Okay.
That could be even higher. That's an amazing song. Absolutely. Number 4, I'm going to do Teddy Pendergrass's latest, greatest inspiration.
Okay.
3, I'll do Luther's version of Always and Forever. 2, I'll do Lady in My Life, Michael Jackson.
That's a good one.
Number 1, I'm going to put Ribbon in the Sky, Stevie Wonder.
Stevie Wonder.
Yeah, Ribbon in the Sky.
Great
Wow, now you're going to have me go. I'm going to go to sleep off all of them tonight. I'm just going to put it on repeat and let it just loop.
Just let it loop,
I'm like,
right?
man, wake up. I'm in love.
Hey, man, this has been a pleasure, man. We're
Thank
waiting on this, man. Benji Brown kicked off the sit down, man. So we're definitely glad to have you back, brother.
Thank you, my brother.
Appreciate you always coming to support Uptown Comedy Corner, man.
Thank you. Always.
Appreciate that,
yes,
brother.
Sir.
It's the Sit Down Uptown, my man, Benji Brown.